What's going on?
Ryan, you don't have to make weight for this one, and you don't even have to take a punch. It's quite an easy job, really, isn't it?
It's never easy. That's a minimal amount of what everybody sees going out there and actually fighting. I put in a lifetime of work, and then obviously this camp, it felt great, and put in all that work, and it came to fruition. You look back now over, something you make a quick knockout and you're like, man, why did I sacrifice all that food and why did I go for that run? But it's a one time you don't do it, you're in a 3-round war. So you prepare I prepare like I do every time because you never know.
But it's a bonus, presumably, yeah?
Oh, yeah, to get in there and be healthy and, one punch knockout and get out of there and in a tournament style, that's a big thing. I could have went in there and got lumped up and maybe won, but then I'm taking a month plus off. Now I get to compound on all the work I already put it in.
Thank you.
Hey, Ryan,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be a family man who lacks a competitive drive, right?
Right. Last couple of fights looked like that, right? No, it's I respect Mo. It's always some talk before a fight. He's a competitor. And I went out there and got the job done, and it was an honor fighting him. I competed against him way back in the day, and it's crazy to think that 16, 17, 18 years later we're doing it again at a huge stage. So much respect to him.
If we're resetting now this semifinal with these 4 fighters, did you just establish yourself as the favorite, you think?
I'm not really into the whole favorite or betting favorite kind of stuff, but I thought I was a favorite coming in regardless. In my head and my coaches thought the same thing. For me, it's just keeping your head down and getting the job done. And it was first Mo. And I thought that was one of the tougher matchups. And now I have Mitrione, who's a true heavyweight. I'm actually stepping up into the heavyweight division now. He's big, he's quick. And so I feel like this is the fight where I'm kind of coming into that.
So not that Mo was anybody to scoff at or look beyond.
No, not at all. I think he's one of the tougher guys in the tournament, but body-wise, I'm used to fighting guys like that.
This is where it gets real now.
Yeah, it gets real now. It's heavyweight, and I'm going to have to bring some guys in, to emulate that. I'll gain a little bit of weight, but I'm gonna keep what makes me good. Also, I'm going to be fast. I'm going to be in shape, and I'm looking forward to that fight.
Sizing up the matchup with Mitrione, where do you think you are with him?
Yeah, Matt's a good guy. He's a buddy of mine too, and we actually he texted me the Friday before we left, and he's like, "Hey, you got time? I'm in Arizona. You want to come hang out?" I was like, "I got to pack, all that kind of stuff." And he's like, "All right, I'll punch you in the face in October or September." And so it's a good relationship, but I think everybody knows where Matt's good at. He's quick, he's fast, he moves really well for a big guy. And he's good on his feet, and he's lanky and big. And where he lacks a little bit is his wrestling, where I'm great at, and my cardio is some of the best at 205, let alone at heavyweight, so I have that going for me also. So it's one of those intriguing fights. I look to go out there and definitely, use my strengths for sure.
What's the difference as far as fighting at this weight as compared to fighting at your at 205?
The only difference is really fight week when I'm not pulling 15 pounds of water out of my body on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. This week has been nice. I showed up and got to eat the whole time. Usually on Wednesday I'm watching it. Thursday I'm losing 10 pounds in an hour, resting, losing 3 pounds in a bath, back in the bath for another couple pounds, not eating that night, going in the bath that morning and making weight, then trying to rehydrate. It's got to do something to your performance, So I felt great coming out. My legs felt strong. That's one thing, if you're cutting weight, your legs sometimes kind of feel a little weaker than they usually do. So went in there, got the job done, and all felt well. So I'm looking forward to finishing out this tournament, and I might get spoiled and not want to go back to 205. But my plan is now to, win this belt and defend both.
Ryan, just to follow up to that question, does it feel like something's missing during fight week without that weight cut?
I was joking around that I might have to go sit in the sauna a little bit, but we got in a great workout on Thursday, probably one of our more intense workouts of the week, and so usually I'm just kind of going slow and just getting my water off, and so to be able to do that and feel great afterwards and go to bed full, I felt like I got that in then. We went hard, and I was sweating good. The guys already had the room hot, and so it was in that routine, and so it was fine.
What was the game plan had the fight with Mo gone longer?
Well, we knew he was going to keep ducking his head to the right. He came out and threw that jab, and he doesn't really keep his right hand up. It makes him awkward and makes him good because you can throw that right hand from anywhere and you can't see it. But I was going to start throwing some kicks up there, not just box with him because that's where his kind of strength is, and then even take him down a little bit. But I just felt if we got into that mode of trading shots, that I was going to be more resilient and put him down. And so I just saw him duck that one time. He threw that jab at me, and I just kind of knew where his head was going, so I just kind of met him with that hook.
Ryan, I was going to say, for Matt Mitrio now, you talk about having a good relationship with him. Is it hard to, I guess, train with that same kind of intensity, that fire, knowing that you're just cool with him? Is it hard to get that extra?
No, not at all. Ask my coaches behind you. One's got a black eye from this week. The other one's got a sore leg. It's I fought one of my good buddies on The Ultimate Fighter. We were only guy I knew. We're standing there. There's a group of 30 people, and they call out myself and Kyle Kingsbury. And I went out there, shook his hand, and had to beat him and get in the house. So coming into this, we're competitors. We're professionals. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go out there train to beat him. I can elbow him in the face, and we can be friends after. And he feels the same.
Ryan, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Were you surprised at how fast you disposed of Mo in just 15 seconds?
Yeah, you're always surprised with any knockout, really. That quick, it was the first punch I threw. So I think Scott was saying is maybe the fastest knockout in Bellator. So I was surprised, but I thought that result was going to come at some point. I thought there'd be more trading as far as I was willing to take some to give some, because I felt like I told him earlier I was more resilient and could land that big shot, but it just happened to be the first punch, and I kind of read his movement beforehand. And obviously we trained and watched his videos and knew where his head would be, and so it wasn't like I just threw a haymaker out there. I knew where he'd be.
Ryan, given the nature of the tournament, and you were in the last first round match, so
Mm-hmm.
since everybody's had more rest time than you, how beneficial is this? Getting this fight with no damage?
Oh, it's great. And I had to rest. It was twofold because I had to rest more. I had to wait for this fight, from my November fight. So I was waiting that whole time. Guys were fighting in February. For me, I like to have that back to back. It feels like I was just in there, and the nerves are gone, and I'm like, I was just here. Felt like a week ago, So for me, it's perfect. And I said it earlier too, as far as if I was in a 3-round war, I'm lumped up. I got to take a month off. I get to compound now on what the work I've already done. Coming out injury free.
Ryan, so you're a belt holder, right? So having that belt at home and you go into other fights where the belt isn't really at stake, but I guess in a way anybody who is trying to beat you is trying to get the moral victory of beating a current champion. And second question is, if you make it all the way to the end, which is the goal, of course, I think this might be history in the making. I don't think anybody's held 2 belts at once in this promotion. So can you talk about those 2 questions?
Yeah, I think that's the pinnacle of the sport right there. Regardless of any promotion, go out there and win, 2 belts in 2 divisions, let alone the light heavyweight and heavyweight belt. The heavyweight belt is the most turned over belt in combat sports because they're big guys, and you have to be consistent. So to get that, it's I know if I win that, I'll be thinking what's next right away. That's just how I am. But kind of going back a little bit, this fight was a little weird, being the light heavyweight champ, fighting a light heavyweight without the belt on the line. What happens if he went out there and beat me? He starts going around and saying he's a light heavyweight champ. But 3-rounder, it wasn't a 5-rounder, so that was a little weird. But other than that, that's my goal, to go in there and win the heavyweight belt also, and then figure it out from there.
Ryan, is there any disappointment in that it took so long for you to end this fight tonight? I thought you did.
The first punch, but no, it's always you know, my coach over there, Jair, was saying, he's like, I feel like there's going to be a magic moment in this fight. And bam, it happened right then and there. And I saw it. I could see everything. So, I mean, that's where, when I talk about experience and everything, there comes a time, and I think in all sports, where the game slows down. You can think in there. When I was at my 7th fight, I was blinders on, blacking out, didn't even know what happened, you know, after the fight. Because you have so much adrenaline. Now I go in there and it feels like I'm, you know, I'm tucked in my bed to go to sleep, and you know, it's just a weird experience to be that calm and confident. But it's a good thing.
Last one.
Ryan, the other thing you mentioned, you touched on it just now, was that you know you may get hungry up in this division, not want to go back. I mean, if you win the tournament, you know you beat Matt and you beat Fader or Chael, then you know. You'll want to fight all the other ones, presumably, then, rather than go back down. Doesn't that work on your mind all the time?
Yeah, but kind of going back to what I was saying too, though, I'm the guy that I'll win that belt, and I'm kind of thinking, what's next? You know, it depends. I go out there and win that heavyweight belt, there might be a really intriguing heavyweight fight afterwards, right? And maybe I say, hey, I want to fight this heavyweight after.
Like Czech.
Yeah, you know, him, or you know, Crow Cop, and. I haven't defended the light heavyweight belt, let alone fought in it for a while. You know, maybe that's the time they do an interim light heavyweight belt, and then we both fight. You know, I fight the heavyweight, and then come down and fight the interim champ. You know,
You're here to take over, basically. Is what you're saying.
absolutely, yeah. You know, and we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. But yeah, I'm looking for those fights, and it doesn't matter if it's at light heavyweight or heavyweight. And then again, there might be a 285-pound heavyweight. Cuts down, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go back down to light heavyweight.
Thank you, Ryan.
Greed is good, then, yeah. That's a good breed, yeah.
In this sport, yeah. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.